How's it going there, Casanova? So, hey, how is everybody tonight? What? Make up your mind. What do you want to do? Where are you going? Well, welcome to the Deluise Book Series. I'm Kristina, Kerrelyn. And please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know I'm doing a good job. Getting a little boggy there, Casanova. I read series books and I talk about series books. I have no special effects. I have no theme music. It's just simple me reading a book and talking about a book. So I really need your support to like and subscribe to let me know I'm doing a good job, because this is it. There's no special stuff going on here. So anyways, we are talking about the secret life of a vampire. And if you've known from before, it's another your trip. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Book 6 in the At Stake series. Okay, now in How to Marry a Vampire, Book 1, we have Roman Dragoneski, who owns Romtech Industries, and they create synthetic blood. And his guys have found this doll, and they fix it so if you bite it with your vampire fangs, you get blood. So it's a little bit of a sexy turn-on type of thing. So it's better than drinking out of a bag or the bottle. Because Roman Industries, can I have my paper? Thank you. Makes a synthetic blood in the bottle, and they put whiskey and rum and all that kind of stuff in. And so Roman tried the doll out, and he broke a tooth, and he had to go to the dentist, and he met Shanna there, the dentist, and he falls in love with Shanna. You'd have to read the book for the details. Also check out my video on this book for additional details. So anyway, and her father is part of the CIA at Stake team, and they investigate the vampires. So we'll get to him. He's not too much of this book, so we won't spend too much time on it. Then in Vamps in the City, her Shannon's father finds out about Shannon going with Romtech. You can see my little. There's my buddy. With Roman, so he sends his guys. Darcy Austin is the cop that's sent to investigate the vampires, and he falls in love with Darcy during the Bachelor episode. So you'll have to read book 2 for that. And then we have Be Still My Vampire Heart, when Angus Kincaid falls with Emma Wallace, another one of the members of Shannon's father's At Stake team. Then we leave town for just a little bit and go to Texas. And John Claude is a famous fashion designer. Please check out my videos for these, especially this one. This one is hysterical because I did an AI thing. So it was good. And he falls in love with Heather Westfield. And then Ian Roman invented this formula to stay awake for vampires during the daytime. And the formula has a side effect. It makes you age. And Ian was stuck at 15 for like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And this drug, he takes it for 10 days straight, and it makes him age 10 years. So now he looks like he's 25 and he's ready to date. And he's happy about it. So he meets his life partner, Tony, in All I Want for Christmas is a Vampire. And this is what starts the series here. Book 7, All I Want, Secret Life of a Vampire. We're at the bachelor party for Ian, and between the dolls filled with the blood and the synthetic beer and vodka drinks, the Scotishmen get a little out of hand and they create a little noise in the hotel. And hotel guests complain to management, so they send the cops. And they send 2 cops, Lara and Harvey. And when Jack opens up the door, he can control Harvey, but he's unable to control Lara. And Lara is just his ultimate sex fantasy. And one thing leads to another. And she's like, she sees the entire apartment covered with blood. And he, because when they got drunk, they spilled blood. Instead of spilling alcohol, they spilled blood. And then, of course, the vamp dolls. And then Laszlo got sick and he's throwing up everywhere, but it's blood. So, I mean, she's totally freaked out 6 ways to Sunday over this. So, but he just falls in love. But he was able to wipe everybody's mind involved except Lara's. So the next day, to make herself feel better, that she's not going crazy, she goes back to the hotel, and while management stuff like that doesn't remember, the neighbors that called to complain remember, because when the vamps came to wipe their memories out, the neighbors were out. They left because the noise was so bad. So some people remember. So they were still having trouble with Sean Whelan, the head of the CIA stakeout team. He had wanted to kill all the undead, but once his daughter started having kids, he had to back down and reluctantly only seek out malcontents. After the party and taking Jack's business card, Lara ended up in a very serious police situation, and Jack had told her that if she ever needed assistance, that she could call him. And it was such a weird situation and a very dangerous situation that she calls him. And when he gets here, when he teleports into the apartment, he saves her life and he disrupts the situation. You'll have to read the book for the additional details. But what I forgot to mention in the beginning of this thing is that there's 2 sets of vampires in this series, like there is in the Arginos. The Arginos drink out of the blood bags, and then there's Linus's group, and those are the bad guys. In the Stakes series, there's Roman's group who drink out of the blood, synthetic blood, or they drink out of the bag, and the malcontents are the ones that drink out of the neck, and they do it. They're the bad guys, and most of them are Russian, which is when the early 70s and 80s, all the bad guys were always Russian. So, she starts to, she's considered a hero with the police department because she didn't actually do it. Jack did it. But because of the situation and no one's to know about Jack, everybody's convinced that it was Lara that saved her partner's life, saved the woman's life, saved the kid's life. So she's considered a hero. So she gets a little bit of a boost, and her friend Latoya has been investigating missing girls, and Latoya comes to her and goes, because Latoya is her best friend, and Lara tells her best friend everything, and Latoya's like, remember the other night when you were telling me about what happened, and it's just between us, of course I would never tell anybody, and the reason I can't tell anybody, but you said that the memories were erased and people were acting kind of confused. When we went to interview these girls at the college dorm the other day about the kidnappings, they acted like that too. So could you come and check this out? So Lara has a couple days off after the big incident. So she goes with Latoya and they talk to the chicks, and she's like, yeah, you're right. They're acting that way. So then she decides to get Jack involved. So then Jack gets involved and he's like, yeah, it was those people. And so they investigate. But because of, like I said, her heroics in the situation, in the hostage situation, in the gunfight, that she was heroic. You have to read the book. But that she goes undercover. And I'm really getting ahead of myself, but she gets captured. And you'll have to read the book to find out if she gets free and how she gets free and what page. Man, I know I wrote it down. But in the beginning, when you have to find out, you have to read the book about whether she accepts him as a vampire, what she thinks of all that situation, whether she accepts him, whether it's going to go on after he rescued her twice in the book. But it just, where is it? I think it's, so when they get romantic, the vampire's eyes turn red because they're turned on. So he gives her a smooch, and her first sign of panic, his eyes turn red, and he's like, Bellissima, don't be concerned, it's nothing. She goes, bull hockey. Red glowing eyes are definitely something. I don't know what, but you'd better tell me. How could he explain this? It's simply an indication that I am turned on. She's different, turned on, like an android? You're like Data? Check out my Friday podcast. I'm recapping Star Trek Next Generation. I just thought this fits so well. Jack hesitated. He wasn't sure what she meant. Unfortunately, Lara took his pause as an assent. I can't believe it, although it does explain a lot. She gave him a curious look. I didn't think androids could kiss like that. You put real men out of business. Lara, don't you have an on-off switch? She reached around him and raked her fingers through the hair at the base of his neck. I think Data's switch was around here. Lara, I'm not an android. I have a heart, remember? It could be an artificial heart, or you could be like the Bionic Man with just a few mechanical parts. It would explain your super speed and hearing. She dragged her hand over his shoulder and down his chest. Where's the switch? She wasn't listening, poor girl. She was too desperate to make any sense of the situation. She couldn't resist her hand down to his navel. Is this it? He goes, no, lower. But this was good. This is a good series, and you will have to check them out. And there's a whole bunch more. There's another 12 or so over there that we will be getting to, along with the 15 or so more Arjanoes we have to get to, and the 15 or more Laurel K. Hamiltons. But right now, you'll have to read the book Secret Life of a Vampire by Kerrelyn Sparks. Remember, book 6, right? We've got How to Marry a Millionaire Vampire, Vampire in the City, Don't Forget Your Rose, Be Still My Vampire Heart, Undead Next Door, All I Want for Christmas is a Vampire, and Secret Life of a Vampire Book 6, and coming up next during the week, Forbidden Nights with a Vampire, Wanda's book. Now you'll have to go back and refresh yourself with Vamps in the City for Wanda's background. So please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know I'm doing a good job with my pal here. Like I said, there's no special effects here. There's no drop-ins. There's no videos. I have no sound music. I have nothing. It's just me reading books, and I really, really need your like and subscribe. Spread the words around the world. I could use some support from the community for my lack of technical skills. How's it going there, Casanova? Please hit the like and subscribe, and I hope to see you tomorrow for my Anne Perry book reviews. Please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you. You are so cute. You know that, Casanova? He's cute. He's a ham. He's enjoying these TV appearances, unlike his evil sisters. Have a good one.